Ask and you shall receive, baby. I was all up in this show earlier this morning saying that I wanted to see some Patrick Kane magic, baby. Showtime going out there and doing his thing, and that is exactly what we had seen. Guess who decided to pick up Patrick Kane in 4 fantasy leagues this Monday? Guess who decided to pick up on Marco Kasper at the beginning of the week in my primary fantasy league? These guys both went out there with multi-point games, and I could not be a happier camper. After what was a pretty bad showcase against the San Jose Sharks, the Red Wings have bounced back with a dominant win against the reigning, defending, undisputed Stanley Cup champions of the world, the Florida Panthers. And it's kind of funny now that I think about it, because throughout this 24-25 season, each of my favorite teams have had significant, really clutch victories against the Florida Panthers at some point throughout the year. Vancouver, they shut out the Cats, and it was seen as one of the best wins of the season. Montreal, they also shut out the Cats, and that was in Jakub Dobes's first NHL game. And now you have this game, Detroit versus Florida. Unfortunately, it wasn't a shutout like the Jakub Dobes and Vancouver Canucks games were, but it was still a victory here for the Red Wings. It's 5-2. And ultimately, as we had started off with at the top of the show here, there were a lot of guys that had themselves multi-point performances and a goaltender that stood in his head as well. As always, the show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Go out there and check out the affiliate link in the description if you want to get some free VPN months. It also helps out the channel too, so I am very appreciative of all the support. But the tale of the tape with this Wings and Panthers game, aside from the 5 goals, aside from the multi-point performances, aside from Patrick Kane continuing his dominance, and aside from Dylan Larkin getting 2 goals and 1 assist, it's the fact that Cam Talbot stopped up 41 of 43 shots against. He had a .953 save percentage, and the Red Wings only had 20 shots. I'm sorry, Sergei Bobrovsky, but the guy only made 11 saves on 15 shots. He had a .733 save percentage before getting the can. Spencer Knight came in, played a period pretty much, and he had 4 saves in the process. But ultimately, the Red Wings did not need to lay the smack down on Spencer Knight. They were able to hold it out defensively quite scarily, to be honest. I mean, the Panthers had 23 shots in the third period to Detroit's 5 before the Red Wings sealed the deal with the empty netter, Dylan Larkin getting his second of the night. But the Red Wings, they're back on top after a game where Todd McLellan called out his team. He said they needed to be better. He said that guys like Justin Hall needed to be better. And I'm not going to go out there and say that Hall played the best game today. In fact, I did see a lot of people, especially on social media, saying, hey, why is he in this lineup, man? After what happened in San Jose, what has he done to deserve a spot? And he still looked pretty bad. I mean, there was a reason Florida was still able to get some offense tonight. He didn't look too good, but the Wings still pulled out the win. So is that a dub? I don't know. Let's just go out there and talk about each of the goals scored here. Starting out with the first marker on the power play. It's the second unit. Yeah, that's right. The second unit getting up on the board here as they move the puck around the Panthers zone. Gustafsson takes it on the far left boards, tosses it towards the goal, and Jonatan Berggren is right there on the doorstep to tip it right by. However, the Cats tie it up immediately after. This is, of course, the Justin Hall special, as he lets his guy, Anton Lundell, right behind him, get the rebound off of Cam Talbot with no interference. Justin Hall, what are you doing, man? You were right there. Yeah, he still didn't perform all too well today, but you can thank your lucky stars the rest of the Wings were able to come back and seal the deal here. Anton Lundell is just right there on the doorstep. Justin Hall loses his check entirely, and he buries that Carter Verhaeghe rebound. In the second period, Dylan Larkin, also on the man advantage, makes it 2-1 Detroit. Patty Kane comes into the zone. Left side, Larkin over to the Brinket. DeBrincat walks right into the middle. Kane to the goal, and it's scored by Larkin in front. Nice puck movement. Nice pace by the Wings to get everything set up as Larkin was there in front with that little tip. Patrick Kane, of course, getting involved in the action here. He's the guy that I like to see because, of course, I have him in my fantasy team. Evan Rodrigues then tied things up to make it 2-2. Just 1 minute later, or even like 30 seconds later, really. Yeah, 30 seconds later, as Mackie Samoskevich comes in, he throws it over to Rodrigues. He takes a snapshot. It beats Cam Talbot. We're all tied up here, but not for long, as all it takes is 5 minutes for Patty Kane, baby. That's right, on yet another power play for the Wings to get the lead once more. Raymond on the left side goes over to Kane on the right side. He shoots and he scores. What a nice goal there, locked and loaded by Patrick Kane. He's got 11 goals on the season with this one, and of course Raymond and Seider getting the assists. It is the blend of the old and the new in Motown. Marco Kasper then scored just 2 minutes later. A lot of goals coming in bunches in this game as the Wings take advantage of an ill-placed Florida Panthers change. Larkin drops it back off for Kasper, who comes in with a long snapshot, and he beats Bobrovsky from distance. That's a really unfortunate goal for Bob to let in, but it's a good one for Marco Kasper, who then gets an assist with Lucas Raymond on the Dylan Larkin empty net goal in the third. The Panthers had the majority of the offensive opportunities in this final frame, but the Wings come out on top, holding things down and giving Cam Talbot a run for his money. Man, they made him earn every single dollar that he had gotten in free agency last year. Plus, Dylan Larkin just carrying this team on his back point production-wise. The Red Wings containing everything that Florida threw at them. I mean, I'm looking at some of these numbers right here. Sam Reinhart is the guy that stands out to me. He had 5 shots. Sam Bennett had 7. Anton, Lundell, Rodrigues, Carter Verhaeghe each had 3. There were a lot of guys going out there with some scoring opportunities, and others who were just kind of throwing the puck at the net. I'm looking at you, Balinskis. He had 5 shots on goal in 16 minutes. But ultimately, the Red Wings show that they have what it takes to beat one of the NHL's best teams. And I guess at this point, you have to start wondering, with all the amount of videos that we're making on this channel this year about how my favorite teams are beating Florida, are the Florida Panthers really all they're cut up to be? I don't know, man. They got shut out by Jacob Dobas. They got shut out by the Canucks. I mean, Vancouver's doing pretty poorly right now, so maybe that's a little bit of a bad look for Florida, but Montreal's doing all right too, so we'll see what happens there in their game against the Stars. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below about the Detroit Red Wings defeating the Florida Panthers 5-2 in what was a very big bounce-back effort for this team after their total dud of a loss against San Jose. Thoughts in the comment section below. Check out ExpressVPN if you're at it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.